battle in every day of our lives. So thank you so much, Brother Benedict. That's a wonderful presentation. Just to say that there's adoration going ahead all night in the Morning Star Hostel, just so that we know. We will be visiting the Morning Star in a while, and but just so that you know that there's adoration throughout the conference.
Lovely, Brother Benedict, thanks again. Our next guest is Sarah Deegan, and Sarah's from Finglas in Dublin, and she wanted me to say that very specifically. She's obviously very proud of her Finglas and her Dublin roots. She's currently studying for her professional Masters in Education in DCU. She teaches Irish and Spanish in a second-level school in Coolock. Her Legion of Mary pedigree is quite impressive. Some of you may remember that her father, Martin, and her uncle, Father Pat Deegan, both of whom addressed the July conference, are both stalwart legionaries. Sarah is a member of the Regina Pacis Presidium and is a volunteer at the Regina Chaley Hostel for Homeless Women, which is run by the Legion of Mary. Sarah is going to talk to us about her experiences as a young practicing Catholic in 2020 Ireland. You're very welcome, Sarah.
Thank you very much. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me okay.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Perfect. I had a couple of glitches earlier. Let's hope now we have no problems.
No,
yes, but good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here and just to share my short testimony with you. I am going to set an alarm because I've been given both the blessing and the curse of having the gift of the gab. So just to make sure I don't go over time. But yeah, no, I'll just give a brief background of my legion background. So, as was mentioned, yes, my dad, who I think is listening, and my mum are both in the Legion. They actually met in the Legion, and then I have my uncle Pat as well, who was also in the Legion. So, to say the least, there was no way us 4 kids were getting out of being the Legion at some stage in our lives. So yeah, I first started the Legion when I was 7 years old. We had a junior presidium in our parish here in St. Canice's, and I was in that presidium until about the age of 12, just before secondary school. So of course it wasn't cool to be in the Legion in secondary. So coincidentally I left, and I didn't actually come back to the Legion until I was in my final year of university. So I attended Maynooth University and was blessed to have a presidium there, but didn't realize that blessing until the final year. So better late than ever, but Our Lady's timing is perfect. So yeah, I was in the Legion there for my full final year, and I met some wonderful people in the college who were all studying. And to put it plainly, it was wonderful to see young people in the Legion, you know, because the common idea in Ireland especially is that, well, there aren't many young people in the Legion. So it was a wonderful boost to be able to see. We had about 12 people in our presidium between the Legion and then also in the society, the Catholic Society in Maynooth called St. Catherine's. So yeah, I was there, like I said, for my whole final year. And then when I graduated, I moved to Spain for a year with the intentions of joining the Legion in Madrid, where I was living. What better way to learn Spanish than learning the Catina in Spanish? So, but unfortunately that didn't work out because the presidium was just too far away, and there was no way I could go back and forth. So anyway, I came back then from Spain in 2019, June 2019, and actually didn't go back to the Legion until April, which is when the SOS message went out from the Regina Chaley Presidium and the Morning Star, looking for legionaries to help out in the hostel, the Regina Chaley Hostel. And I know there's a lot of suffering and negativity around the virus, but actually it was the biggest blessing I think the Regina Chaley had, where we had a flock of young people, young ladies in the Regina coming in to help out. And from that then I got to know some really wonderful legionaries, especially I have to make a note of Veronica Horak. I got to know her over the 3 months of lockdown from April to June, and she taught me so much about the Legion. So yeah, so with that being said, just even following on from Brother Benedict's talk, that's something I really learned over the 3 months of meeting Veronica, but even over the course of the few months that I've been back in the Legion, just how vital the Legion of Mary is in today's society and among the young people, especially. I understood that when I was in the Legion in Maynooth. Part of our legionary work was actually going out on campus, and we would talk to students, and we'd always have some piece of literature, whether it was something, you know, about the Legion in Maynooth, what it was, whether it was an event that was taking place through the Legion or through St. Catherine's, and we always had a miraculous medal. And it was beautiful, really, because of all of the students that we confronted, or that we approached, should I say, rather than confronted. Each and every one of them were delighted to receive a miraculous medal. And what was even more surprising was that I'm going to say maybe 80% of them actually knew what the medal was. They recognized the medal. Either we had a lot of students telling us, oh, my grandmother gave me one of these before. Oh, I do remember seeing that in my house somewhere. So they all recognized the medal. And even just coming back to today, you know, that the Legion, it does so much for society. And I think there's such an appreciation there that I still need to discover as a legionary, you know, that it's just so important in society. And as Brother Benedict said, Our Lady is vital in bringing souls to Jesus. You know, she's the surest, most secure way of doing so. And if it's the most secure way, you know, to go to Jesus through Mary, well, imagine what doing the work of our Lord through Mary can do, you know. So just on that, I'd like to share my perspective as a young person in Ireland today, a young Catholic person in Ireland. And yeah, for a lot of young people, I know it might seem like a lonely place, but maybe I'm just blessed in having the Legion and having a circle of friends that share that faith. And that's why I'd always say that community is so important in your faith. So getting involved in something like the Legion, or, you know, other prayer groups, because there are plenty of them, it's so vital in you know, being who you are, and in exploring that faith. And for anyone, even, you know, if we know of anyone who, you know, who we'd maybe like to share our faith with, or, you know, someone we'd like to encourage in the faith, I would always say to, you know, to encourage them to take that step in that journey of discovering who they are first and foremost, but discovering who they are through Jesus Christ. Because I think the deepest way we're going to find out who we are is through God Himself. So if there's a couple of little pieces of advice I would give anyone, whether for yourself or if you have children or grandchildren, and a way to do that, a way to encourage them, or a friend or a family member, anyone, is, well, through a couple of things. So in true legionary style, the first two things would be the miraculous medal and the rosary, especially, you know, a blessed miraculous medal and a blessed prayer rosary beads are so powerful, and the grace is received from wearing the miraculous medal, you know, especially around your neck. Well, Our Lady promised us that, so we have to be confident in that power. And then the rosary, and I know the rosary can be, for some who may not fully understand or appreciate the rosary, it can be quite a laborious task, you know, of the million Hail Marys and the Glory Be, you know, of just jibber jabber. And that's in no way criticism, you know, it does take a while to get used to the rosary, but I think it's about understanding, you know, the beauty of the rosary. You know, we're taking Mary's hand and she's walking us through the life of Christ, you know. So to be able to meditate on the rosary and appreciate the beauty of it is so vital, I think, in anyone's journey of faith. And then the third thing I would say then is literature. And there's a couple of books that I would like to recommend. I will leave them in the chat here. One that really helped me in just, I suppose, understanding myself first and foremost, but understanding other people as well. And if my mother is listening, she'll be delighted I'm sharing this book as well. Is it's called The Temperament That God Gave You. The caption itself, it reads, the classic key to knowing yourself, getting along with others, and growing closer to the Lord. And it's written from a Catholic perspective, and it goes through the temperaments, which is the core of who you are. You know, the temperament is what God gave you. Your personality comes next, and it really helps with, strengthening, you know, or even just discovering firstly what your temperament may or may not be, but then also to help to understand others a lot better. And it goes into further, you know, about ways in which you, depending on your temperament, can grow closer to God. So it's a really wonderful book. And I know I've learned so much from it, and I have about 5 copies already at home for anyone who I think might benefit from reading it. They can take a loan of it. The second book then I would like to recommend on the Rosary. Actually, it's a beautiful, beautiful book called The Rosary, surprise, surprise. And it's written by Immaculée Ilebagaziba. I still have trouble pronouncing this lady's name, but she is a survivor of the Rwandan genocide in 1994. And she tells her story about how the Rosary saved her life. She was hidden in a bathroom with a tiny bathroom with, I think, 6 other ladies. And she developed such a strong relationship with Our Lady, and really clung to the Rosary for dear life. But with that, Our Lady gave her the grace of receiving such a meditative, I suppose, prayer while praying the Rosary. And she recounts what she received, the images she received while she meditated on the Rosary. And I just thought it made such an impact on my life with praying the Rosary, because it helped me to go so much deeper in meditating, which as a legionary as well, you know, our Rosary is one of our tools. So to be able to meditate on that really, you know, allows Mary to work within us, you know. And then, like I mentioned before, the community. So I would always encourage any young person to get involved in the church. Obviously, the Legion is the best community to be in. It's, you know, we're under Our Lady's guidance, and she will really bring us to Christ, which is essentially what we're here on earth to do, is to go to Christ and do His work. And through the Legion, you can really do that. So I think I have about 30 seconds just to spare. I'm actually doing quite well, surprisingly. So I will leave a link to these books. Christmas is coming up. Who doesn't like to receive a book at Christmas? And yeah, and I will leave my email as well. Also, if anyone would like to contact me about the Legion or ask me questions or anything, please do not hesitate to contact me. I would be delighted to receive an email from you. Okay. Is that all right?
Sarah, that is absolutely more than all right. It's one of the
Brilliant.
most inspiring talks I've ever heard. I mean, your absolute love for Our Lady just radiates out from you, and the joy of your membership in the Legion as well. The joy is coming out of you in bucket loads. Not to mention quite mature and good advice for some people like me who are a little bit older than you and probably should know more. No, terrific, well done. That was a wonderful testimony. Good, lovely to listen to.
Much.
Thank you very, very much. Thanks a million.